All right, another very important feature inside iReady, especially one that we have access to as a district. We do pay for access to this, would be the Teacher Toolbox and all the other resources that are in there. As you saw earlier in my video, as well as Andrea's video, when you're looking for resources to use for individual students or groups of students, in addition to the tools for instruction, they also sometimes recommend lessons from the Teacher Toolbox. Now, they don't link to those directly. So, to get to the Teacher Toolbox, as you see right here from your iReady homepage, you can click Teacher Toolbox, opens it up in a new tab. From there, you see the things that we have access to. So, you have math, reading, as well as writing. We'll take a look at some reading resources today. So, reading, choose your grade level. So, let's just play around with some first grade. And this is where it would be nice if I already linked directly to it. But if you're looking, if it says, hey, we recommend lesson 18 for group one, then you go back to your toolbox, scroll down, find your lesson 18, comparing characters. And these are all the different resources they have for lesson 18. So you have your Ready instruction book, which is basically a activity book for students. So you have the student side as well as the teacher side. Open it up, opens it up as a PDF. And you can see what the students would have access to. So these are things that you could put into, Seesaw, or someday, back in person. Obviously, you could print these out and give these to your students, make these accessible somehow. And then you have your teacher instructions as well. That goes along with that lesson. So your objectives, learning progression, prerequisite skills, all that, what you're going to be doing as a teacher, the various steps. They give you a little, thumbnail of what the student is seeing. And then on the reading side, if there is a text that goes along with it, you'll have access to that text as well, which is a very nice feature. So you'll have the full version of any of the books that go along with that lesson. So we'll click on Polar Bear Sun here, open that up. Again, opens it up as a PDF. Again, this is something you could assign directly to your students through Seesaw or Google Classroom. And your kids have the full version of that book that goes along with the lesson. So, color, all the illustrations, everything, straight up, that whole book. And then also, depending, you might have an assessment that goes along with it. This lesson doesn't, but there are unit assessments built in. They might have some reteaching strategies for you, and as well as additional activities if needed. So take a look at those. So you have comparing characters. That's what the student sees from their workbook. Then they give you the teacher directions to go along with that. And then the same thing for different activities, which this is really just the tools for instruction that you already have access to within iReady itself. But again, very handy. We have this for reading, math, and writing. So you can switch between, go back over to math, choose your grade level again, and same kind of concepts. Interactive tutorial will be your videos that go along with it, your instructional book, and the different components of each lesson. Some lessons have every component, some lessons have different parts of or different components to the lesson. But again, click, explore, see what they have. But these are all things that you can either just explore on your own if you want to use them with your students, or if you're looking at those, different tools for instruction and whatnot, when you're looking at your different groups, lessons that are kind of aligned with what they need, as well as the lessons that are already aligned with what your individual students need. Go back over there, cross-check those with what's in the toolbox, and you could use those when you are doing your intervention time with your students.